Hello everyone, so this entire vlog is going to be in English. I'm going to US Classics, a big gymnastics competition in the US. It's my first time ever attending an elite gymnastics competition in the US, so pretty exciting. It's also Simone Biles' comeback, Suni Lee's comeback, so I was so excited. I have been watching the US Classics like forever back in Europe, like as long as I can remember. Ali Resman, Gabby Douglas, I know everything. I've been re-watching everything. So, just to get there, I was like so excited. I took the cheapest flight I could find. So this flight is a little bit of a hustle. It's $80, but I had a layover in Atlanta. So, I just made it to the airport. First time flying Frontier, to be honest. So, we'll see how that goes. There was so many queue. My flight was at 10:45. It wasn't delayed or anything, so that was pretty nice. Made it to the plane, landed in Atlanta 1 a.m. I was dead as tired. I'm not gonna lie, I was exhausted. I ended up literally sleeping on the floor because we still gonna be sleeping because I had a 4 hours layover. So I think I ended up napping for 2 solid hours. Then, I had put my alarm because I was supposed to take my flight at 5 a.m. to go to Chicago. Finally, I still managed to save up one night of hotel and had the cheapest flight I could find. So, gotta make some sacrifices, right, to go to see gymnastics. I was literally freezing cold in the airport. I'm not gonna lie, my sweater was definitely not enough. By the time it was about to be 5 a.m., I was, ready to board, ready to be gone, ready just to go in the plane and, land in Chicago. My entire flight was honestly pretty smooth. We didn't have so much delay on the way in. I, landed at Chicago as expected, around maybe 6:45. Then I was supposed to stay at a friend in Chicago, so I had to go downtown. I managed to leave the airport, pretty big airport, not to be honest. I took the blue train, blue whale, blue line to go downtown, bought my ticket, it was pretty cheap, pretty fine. I managed to find that transportation. It took me a solid, I would say 40 minutes to head back to the city. And then, I just arrived to the apartment. My friend was the nicest. She has a great apartment. I napped for a solid 2 hours. I took a shower. I was so happy because I was super tired, to be honest. Then by the time I was finished napping, I started visiting a little bit downtown, Chicago, the city and everything. I was just pretty excited, to visit. I'm going there for gymnastics, but when I get the chance to visit a little bit, I'm always super happy. It's something I really love to do. Here I'm in front of the Chicago Bean, so excited, lovely, really found it super interesting. This is Millennium Park, so it's pretty much the Central Park but of Chicago, so it was really nice. Then I ended up, getting by the Riverwalk. It was so nice. It felt just like the south of France. It was much more peaceful, less buildings, pretty much everything I love. This honestly could have been literally Marseille or any other city because it's so peaceful. I loved it. Then I just made it to the bridge to see the beautiful river. It was so beautiful. I loved that view so much. Then I just started playing around a little bit, to get some handstand pictures. I just love doing that anywhere I go. It's a nice memory. Then I started heading home. I was super tired, super hot. I just walked a lot today, so I was ready to get home. I stopped by a little bit by the swimming pool. I had an amazing time. It was still pretty nice. The next morning I was supposed to wake up at 5 a.m. to go to the competition arena because I'm so far away. So I just finished watching up a little bit of Scandal, Olivia and Fitz, Forever, and then I went to sleep at 10. I woke up really early the next day. The sun wasn't even up, but I gotta get out of the house. I left home at maybe 6. Let's go to the competition arena. Today is gonna be podium training for the senior women. There's gonna be 2 sessions, one at 8 a.m. and the other one is gonna be 9:45. So I'm leaving home and it's literally 6:20. I have one tram to catch, one bus. Hopefully afterwards I can get a lift It's gonna be a little bit of a nightmare, I'm not gonna lie, because I don't have a car. So I'm gonna complain a little bit, like the way to get there was like extremely long, like 1 hour 33, 1 hour 40, just to get to the competition arena outside of Chicago. So, you know, pretty much very difficult. I had a little bit of a trouble to find the train, but, you know, managed to find it. It was like 40 minutes. That was pretty nice because I didn't have to take an Uber or something. And then, you know, my train ended up being super late, really slow, like it was extremely slow. So I did the 40-minute ride and then I took an Uber. It cost me like $30, but at least I made it on time to get to podium training. In the competition arena, podium training was open to the public. So, you know, just heading to the now arena. This is a little bit at like what podium training looked like. There wasn't that many people, but, you know, still quite a few people. And I got to watch a little bit like Melanie train on uneven bars. The last time I had seen her train live was like Worlds 2022, so I was pretty happy about that. And then everyone started, you know, clapping because Simone Biles and Jordan Childs just arrived in the competition arena. They started training, you know, it was pretty exciting to see Simone train. Everyone in the audience was also clapping along the way. Every time she was nailing something else. I'm gonna put the sound down. There you can see the entire view from upstairs. It was pretty exciting. I got to see Suni train on uneven bars as well. Around 1 p.m. everything was finished, so, you know, I just headed back home. Home was, of course, downtown Chicago, so I still had a solid 2-hour drive, like trip to get there. Ended up taking Uber because no one was literally in the street, and I managed to arrive at a train station. It was my first time taking a wheel train in America, so that was definitely like an experience. The train was, you know, pretty fine, like, you know, didn't have so much to say, but like the train station was so small, it was so funny. The train itself, you know, pretty nice, pretty comfortable, not the most recent, most modern, but, you know, it did the job. And then when I got home, I also ended up just chilling in the pool. I didn't visit anything, I was like so tired. I had to wake up early the next day as well. I had a very lovely view from the apartment, so, you know, just showing you that. It was a lovely evening. I woke up much later the next day, like around maybe 9 or 10. I ordered Taco Bell for breakfast because I was literally starving and I love their cheap burritos. And then, you know, made it to the train. This is me on the train. I had to stop at the before to last stop, so just before the airport. Pretty nice, smooth train. This is me arriving at the station Rosemont. Then I had to take a bus, you know, like a bus that literally goes through the highway to go to like closer to the competition arena. So I'm showing you like my itinerary through Google Maps. Such a hustle. I had to, you know, stop at that precise stop. Let me show you how it looks like. So the entire bus was literally, you know, like driving all the way through, didn't do any stop. It literally dropped me in the middle of the highway because, you know, this is America. Woohoo! Day 2 in Now Arena. Still trying to find the entrance. It's a little bit difficult. Thankfully, I got an Uber that dropped me off. And, you know, let's get to the full day of competition. It starts at 1 p.m. I successfully arrived to like the competition arena. Doors were, you know, starting to open. We enjoyed watching a little bit of training. This is Melanie. She was noticing some people with French signs in the crowd. It was so cute. This is her training on beam. She's like one of the only French women to ever participate to US Classics, so that was definitely, you know, really interesting as well. I brought my little flag as a sign of support, of course. So. Then, you know, Melanie started competing. She had a pretty okay beam routine, like, you know, could have been better, but, you know, she started off with a nice score because US judges were very generous, I want to say. Jocelyn Warburson also had an amazing competition, so, you know, she was so strong, so solid on beam. I loved watching her as well. Melanie finished on uneven bars. She had literally like the performance of the day. Listen to the crowd. Sorry about the screaming. I was definitely so excited about her. She had a great routine, great overall competition. She scored 14.850 on uneven bars, and then she scored a big 56.2 in the all-around. So, great competition for her. I was super excited about that. This is so funny. This is Melanie finding out her score on bars. She was like so shocked because, such a high score, but she did great. So, pretty exciting competition as well. Then I ended up, going back to the hotel. I ended up, taking a room. Someone was really nice to, let me room in with them. So, I was so happy about that. This is a little overview of like the bedroom. Honestly, we didn't stay enough for like the price we paid and for like the size of the room, but it was really convenient to be 5 minutes walking from the arena because it was getting pretty late at night as well. Then around 5 p.m. I started heading back to the competition for the second session of the day with the one and only Simone Biles. So it was a pretty busy day, not gonna lie. I ended up, walking for 2 minutes and made it to the competition arena. That was pretty exciting. Got to see Simone Biles train a little bit on floor. She was also training her huge incredible pike, almost took it. Wow, incredible. Literally incredible. Then Sky Blakely trained a little bit on beam as well. The competition started shortly after. It was so funny because Simone Biles didn't know where to go when she was introduced. That was so funny. She started on bars. She had a pretty great routine except for like a tiniest mistake. But she still got the bronze on bars and still managed to score the 14, which was pretty incredible, pretty crazy. This is some key highlights. Sky Blakely on vault, so much power, love her. Also got to watch Suni on beam. I was so excited. She actually got silver and scored 14.5. Here's Jade Carey. She actually only competed on beam. She's already qualified to nationals. So, there was a pretty good routine for her as well. Then this is Simone Biles training her huge incredible pike before the competition, So amazing to see her train that skill. Something I absolutely loved was Jordan Childs. She was literally hyping Simone so well. Like, she was like, everyone clap, clap, what Simone did was just amazing. So, it was so lovely to see. I love that so much. Also got to watch Simone compete on floor. She was so amazing. She got like the highest score of the night. And I love her finished ending, just like a signature move. I love that so much. I mean, you can pretty much just listen to it, but like the overall energy was just amazing. People were literally screaming after her routine. It was so beautiful to see. Of course, I stayed for the medal ceremonies. This was the all-around podium. So excited. Jocelyn took bronze, Leanne took silver, and then Simone gold, and she scored like plus 59 in the all-around. Just amazing.
59.1 from world champion Simone Biles.
The next morning, I woke up really late, like 9:30. I took breakfast at the hotel and then chilled a little bit. My flight was only at 2 p.m. Oh well, this is what I thought, lol. And then, just chilled a little bit and enjoyed my room until checkout time. By 12 p.m. I ordered an Uber and then headed back to the airport. I was leaving from Midway, Chicago airport, so it was a bit like of a 1 hour drive. I arrived at the airport, but my flight was 4 hours delayed. 4 hours! I was so mad about that, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Then it was finally time to, be on board. So my flight left at 6 instead of 12. My flight was okay. I got like a $50 reimbursement, thank God. Then I just arrived at Philadelphia airport at around 10 p.m. I was supposed to take a flex bus, but I couldn't. So I took another Uber to head to the train station. My Uber bill for the weekend was ridiculously expensive. I'm so mad, so mad. But you know, finally made it to the Amtrak train station. The station was beautiful, by the way, like so beautiful. It looks just like Grand Central, so I love that. But unfortunately, my train was delayed for like 2 hours, 1 hour and a half. So you know, I took a little nap and I was just looking at the screen because my train was supposed to leave at 1:42. That is so late. I'm still so mad about that. By 1:42 I was able to get to my Amtrak. I was pretty excited about that. Thankfully it was only $10 and I took only 1 hour. I slept for like the whole part of the train and then arrived at Penn Station. I was so tired, so I took another Uber because I was like, you know, so tired. I couldn't take the subway, so you know, just was waiting for my Uber. I didn't film anything, and that was pretty much the end of US Classics. So I mean, just to do a little recap, I was just so excited to get there, to feel the vibe. Like the overall competition was literally amazing. It went by so quickly. I was so happy to see Simone and Suni compete. I hadn't seen them compete in ages. The only big downside was like all of the delays, getting around, taking so many Ubers. That was like such a hassle, but you know, loved it.